All right, shifting focus now to the top story that we're tracking on this show. Now, it's the U-turn from the Karnataka government, which has now increased the fuel tax after reducing it just months earlier. Tax on petrol is up 3.25% and tax on diesel is up 3.27%. Now, this means that retail prices are up to 70.84 per litre for petrol and 64.66 per litre for diesel. The state government justifies this move, saying that this has been done due to the continuous fall in prices of crude oil and the revenue crunch that the state is facing.
I would like to ask Mr. Rahul Gandhi that when the petrol prices were going up because of the international problem, he used to target central government, especially Narendra Modi. I would like to ask him, now when petrol and all petroleum products prices are being reduced, the Karnataka government has increased its VAT on that. As we all know, it is not in GST. State government have its own right to put the VAT. But now I would like to ask why he has increased the VAT.
Let's go across to Shrija, who's joining us at this point. Shrija, what excuse is the Karnataka government giving, aside from the fact that they have a funds crunch at this point? Because every time the petrol and diesel prices used to rise, it was the Congress which came out and pointed fingers at the BJP.
Well, before giving you an excuse as far as why Kumaraswamy in fact increased the taxes as far as fuel is concerned, let me give you a timeline of events, what happened over the last 1 year since the coalition government, JDS and Congress, they have come to power. Now remember, Avni, when even before JDS could come to power, one of the poll promises of Kumaraswamy was, in fact, he will ensure that 42,000 crore rupee of farm loan waivers will be waived off if he is elected to power, if he is in fact elected to become the chief minister of the state. Now, once he became the chief minister of the state, he had to stick to that promise. We did see several occasions where farmers came out in protest, but one question which remained was, where is he going to generate that particular money? So soon after, we understand just 2 months later, after taking oath as chief minister of the state, during the budget, he in fact announced by saying that Karnataka as a state is going to increase the fuel prices, that is by 2 rupees, which is both petrol and diesel as well. A couple of months later, we did of course see how even central government had to reduce the excise tax and so on. We did of course see how even Karnataka government once again went back by reducing 1 rupee. So now what we are looking at in almost after 3 to 4 months, that is beginning of the year, that Chief Minister Kumaraswamy has given an excuse by saying that it's an irony of fact what we are looking at, that the prices of the crude oil in the international market is right now fluctuating and it is going down, and now that is the reason for the Chief Minister of Karnataka, Kumaraswamy, to increase the tax rate as far as of fuel prices of both petrol and diesel, which we understand that citizens of the state are bearing the brunt.
Absolutely. Shrija, stay with us. I'm being joined by Brijesh Kallapa at this point on the phone line. Mr. Kallapa, it's ironical that Karnataka is now the first state to take advantage of the falling crude prices and start increasing the taxes on both petrol and diesel.
No, I don't know if you know the background. The background is this, that 48,000 crore of farmers' loans have been waived off by the state of Karnataka. And this burden has to be borne by the state of Karnataka alone, because the central government has absolutely no concern for the farmers. And 48,000 crore for a state is huge money. So we have to raise this money from somewhere or the other. And apart from several austerity measures, they're also ensuring that, since there is a huge windfall in terms of crude prices having fallen, we are trying to mop up those resources from the taxes which we could collect. Because we've been petitioning the central government, we've been repeatedly telling them that please extend some help to us, because there is a huge contribution that we make in the form of direct and indirect taxes, which doesn't come back to the state of Karnataka. So we have been appealing to the central government continuously. Central government, as you know, is deaf, dumb and blind. So they have never bothered to even, look at us. So we have to raise these resources ourselves. 48,000 crore is huge money. And in the first instance, we had raised the taxes. Then, since the prices itself were increased by the central government, then we had reduced the taxes. But now we have no option but to go back because crude prices have fallen. And even in spite of the fact that we have increased the tax structure, still the price of petrol and diesel in Karnataka is far less than in BJP-ruled Maharashtra. So I think, and actually in the rest of the country. So really we have absolutely no option because we have to bear the burden of having waived farm loan. So we are left with really no option but to increase the taxes.
All right, Mr. Kallapa, stay with us. Let's also get in a word from Srinath of the BJP, who is joining us on the phone line as well. Mr. Srinath, thank you for joining us. Your first response to this move by the Karnataka government and Mr. Kallappa's response as to why this was needed.
See, basically, one is that central government reduced the prices and then majority of the states reduced. And none of the states have put it back. Karnataka is the only state which has tried to go back and try to charge more. Point one. Point two. Brijesh was talking about 48,000 crores payable. That 48,000 crores payable is distributed for 5 years. And out of that, not even 800 crores they have dispersed. So, loan waiver is a farce, absolute farce. And he is trying to say that they have done it. They have not done it. And thirdly, the problem is the revenue mop-up and the administrative paralysis is there in the state. So they are not able to rule the state properly at all, as they have got a lot of internal squabbling going on between the two parties. And public requirements and public, they have completely commitments they have forgotten. And suddenly rising the tax, I don't know what they are trying to prove here. And 48,000 crores is something spread out over 5 years. What are they talking about? Even 8,000 crores they have not done this year. Not even 800 crores. So, right. I mean, it's a loan waiver is a farce. They are not doing anything. And he is trying to take a cover under that Maharashtra is costlier than Karnataka. Maharashtra has not increased its tax back, whatever they had reduced statewide. So, this is and basically I think Brijesh Kalappa should realize that whatever they forced on the people of this Karnataka by bringing JDS as their senior partner, they have spoiled the administrative initiatives of the government, and there is no initiative in this government. Absolutely 11 months, nothing has turned out properly by this government. It is only a talk, and talk. That's all.
Right. Mr. Kallapa, coming back to you, the fact is that the farm loan waiver was a poll promise as far as Karnataka was concerned. It was one of the first promises that was made. Secondly, if this increase in tax had come from any other state, I mean, we have pulled up the BJP on Mirror now time and time again, every time fuel is concerned. And you have always been, Congress has always come in and raised their fingers as well as far as fuel prices are concerned. But if this was done in any other state, Congress would have been the first people to jump in and say, how can these taxes be raised? And yet here Karnataka is doing the same thing. Why not let your citizens enjoy the benefit of low prices for some time at least?
No, we would certainly welcome that if the central government gives us what is due to us. Because only 40% of what the state of Karnataka gives to the center by way of taxes comes back to the state of Karnataka. 40%. So that's the reason we've been asking the central government that please make your contribution to the state at least on line with what the state contributes to the center. But that is not happening with the center. So if we have no other option, because the center is not, like I said, they're only bothered about waiving off the loans of Mr. Adani and Mr. Nirav Modi and Vijay Mallya and so on and so forth. They have not been bothered about the farmers. As everybody knows, 1 lakh crore.
All right, Mr. Kallapa, if I can interrupt you for a minute there. You're talking about farmers. Let's go across to our correspondent Shrija, who's still with us. Shrija, explain to us from what you've picked up, what is the state of farmers? I'm sure Mr. Kallapa is well aware, but still, what is the state of farmers in Karnataka? How much of the loans have actually been disbursed and have reached the farmers? And what is this? We understand that just today, another farmer committed suicide in Karnataka.
Well, yes, Avni, it's a very unfortunate situation. Today, again, we are reporting yet another case of a farmer from Koppal where he has, in fact, committed suicide. Not just that, he has poisoned his family as well. Now, the reason behind what we are understanding is that especially the farm loan waivers, he was waiting. Remember that we're talking about where Chief Minister Kumaraswamy did promise the farm loan waiver within 24 hours of becoming a Chief Minister. Now, it's been over 6 to 7 months since he's been the Chief Minister. We're also speaking to some of the banks. Also, what we do understand is that he did approach some of the banks to waive off, especially, in fact, some sort of the percentage. But banks are not really in a situation to do so. That is first thing. Second point to be noted over here. Now, none of the farmers have benefited so far. What we hear is that even the irony over here in Kumaraswamy's governance, what we see is that several farmers in the last 1 month, they have received notices, especially arrest warrants in North Karnataka. So where is this coming from? So when the government is talking about they are increasing money or trying to generate that money to waive off the farm loans, what really happened over the last 6 months is the question that still remains unanswered.
Yes, Mr. Kallapa, exactly. That is my question to you. If you can answer what our correspondent is trying to ask, what are these arrest warrants that farmers are getting? One more farmer has committed suicide. Farmers have not received the loan waiver benefits. Banks are not willing to go ahead with that. So where is this money, extra money being used then? If not, obviously it's not going to the farmers.
No, see, I think, I don't know if Srija is, properly instructed in this matter, but the Chief Minister has recently said that 60,000 farmers, to the extent of 350 crore, has already been waived. And by the 10th of January, over 1 lakh farmers, their loans will be waived. I think this is well known to everybody. So as far as farmer loan waivers is concerned, it's happening. But you'll have to also appreciate that, like I've told you, that we are a cash-strapped state. Therefore, we can't give somebody who has the means, some extra money over the farm loan waiver. Supposing one is a, say, government employee, and he's also a farmer, and he has raised loans. Such a person obviously can't be given a loan waiver. So we are
but
trying
Mr.
to
Kalappa, the point is the loans haven't reached the farmers as yet. So what we're saying 10th of Jan, 1 lakh farmers, but even now, whoever it has, you're claiming that it has been waived, where the loans haven't reached the farmers.
It has reached the farmers. It has, and this process is wholly transparent. If somebody doesn't know about it, I can't help it. The Chief Minister has made a statement. If somebody has any challenge on that issue, then they can, raise it at the proper forum. This is a totally transparent system. I'm telling you, 60,000 farmers have already received the money. There's no question on, not having received the money.
All right, let's...
I don't know, where do you get these figures?
All right. We've got a caller on the phone line, Mr. Balachandra from Bangalore. Mr. Balachandra, go ahead. What would you like to say?
I want simple question to our Brijesh Kalappa ji. For 70 years, the Congress have ruled the country. What have they done? They are only giving loan waivers to the farmer. They are not taking forward the future of the farmer. Only loan waiver, and they are asking the central government to loan waiver. They should have given more, what you call as mechanisms and other things and water facilities. All those things they should have done. They have not done that since 70 years. Now for the past 5 years, they are asking Modi government to do everything. How can he do? He is not a jadoo to do everything in 5 years. That's what my point to Kalappa ji.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Balachandra, for joining us with your perspective. Mr. Kallapa, as far as the farm loan waivers are concerned, we will get the information. If you're saying they're disbursed and the waivers have already been implemented, we will go and find that out. But the point here is not that. The point here is the fact that there are still a lot of farmers in distress. And the fact is that this increase in taxes Karnataka is the only state government to have increased the taxes at this point. It's not the only state to have farmer issues. It's not the only state to have a cash crunch, but right now is the only state that has increased taxes.
I agree, and like I've told you, please ask the central government to give us our share of our contribution of the taxes that we pay to the center. Please ask the center to give us our contribution. We have no difficulty in, We will not increase the rates of petrol, of diesel. We will increase, in fact, we will take care of the farm loan waivers ourselves. We have no difficulty.
But Mr. Kallappa, when these points were made earlier on in earlier debates that you have also been part of several debates on this issue.
I can't make fresh debate points, no? I can't think of fresh points.
The point is that you have the Congress spokespeople have always pointed fingers at BJP on the issue of taxes on fuel and.
Who is to be blamed? They are in the centre. They are the ones who are to give us any dispersals. It was the central government in 2008 which waived off loans to the extent of 72,000 crore. It was not the state which did that. Mr. Modi wants to waive off loans of the Adanis and the Ambanis of the world. He doesn't want to do that for the farmers. So what do? We want to do something for the farmers.
Mr. Srinath, would you like to come in here?
Yeah, you see, basically, Mr. Kalappa, you please understand, it was the manifesto of the JDS party which spoke about 53,000 crores loan waiver. If your Congress party was capable, Mr. Siddaramaya's government would have done it. They did it for 8,000 crores and walked away. That means they knew the financial condition of the state. They knew what best the state could do. In spite of it, you are talking for 53,000 crores, which doesn't make any sense. And don't try to blame center for your manifesto. It is your manifesto and your commitment. It is nothing to do with the. It has got nothing to do with the my manifesto. It has got to do with the JDS manifesto. So central government is not responsible for that manifesto. Why are you trying to point out finger at central government for everything? If you are not capable of running this government, please move out of the government. Don't try to sit there and try to spoil the future of the people and make farmers unnecessarily get into suicide pacts with the families. Why are you doing this? You are spoiling the life of a lot of Karnataks out here by your improper support, arithmetical game of forming a government. You are deceiving people. What you have not committed, you are trying to do, and you are deceiving people, and this is a wrong thing for Congress, and Congress will have to bear the burden of this. Congress has to take the burden of this.
Right, Mr. Kalappa, would you like to respond?
Yeah, certainly. I'd like to ask Mr. Srinath if he knows the manifesto of the JDS is. Let me ask him what the JDS is, the manifesto of the BJP is. Did they not promise loan waivers? Did they not promise?
We would have done that. Whatever we
we would have done that. How would you have done that, Mr. Srinath? When you don't get any contribution from the centre, how would you have done it? You would have brought it from your home, Mr. Srinath. You're a very rich man, so you brought it from your home. Pay from your home resources.
All right.
Never thought they would come to power. That's why they promised sky. And you have gone along with them. You better fulfill it now. From Congress coffers, you remove money and put it on the state operation.
All right.
Huge disorder on this country, on the state. The people of the state are upset with you, Mr. Brijesh Kalappa. You will get completely wiped out.
We don't care for what the BJP says, saying that they are upset with you. We are upset with the BJP for not having given us our contribution. Please ask Mr. Modi to give us a contribution. We are only getting 40% of what we give to the centre.
People will wipe out with the state.
All right.
Take care of everything.
The trouble of the people, for the pain of the people who have no development, who have no activity.
All right, Mr. Srinath, Mr. Brijesh Kalappa, if I can just take a minute. Mr. Kalappa, my question to you is this. So you're saying at this point that there is no other option, no other solution for this Karnataka government at this point to meet its promise, its own poll promise, its own promise that it made as far as farmers are concerned and the loan waivers, other than putting the pressure and putting the burden on the common citizen?
Every political party, there are 3 political parties in Karnataka, each one of them has promised a loan waiver, right? And each one of them is now trying to fulfill those promises. Now the BJP, see, they've made several promises in the past. From 2014, Mr. Modi made several promises. He spoke about 15 lakh. He spoke about getting black money from abroad. He spoke about getting 2 crore jobs for the youth. He's done nothing. So to date, Mr. Modi has not fulfilled a single.
No, Mr. Kallappa, I'm asking you about Karnataka and I'm asking you about this specific issue.
I don't know. You get angry if I say anything about the BJP.
No, Mr. Kallappa, if that is absolutely a wrong insinuation, you have come on every debate and so many debates on this channel where you have pointed fingers at the BJP, where we have questioned and raised all these issues at the BJP. So now don't turn around and say we get angry because you question the BJP. That's not the point and you know that very well.
So I am saying that if the BJP has not fulfilled a single pre-poll promise, it doesn't mean that our political parties don't honor their commitments. We would like to honor our commitments. We would like to keep our poll promises. And we are doing that only. And it's a small increase of price. There has been a steep fall in international crude prices. Prices have fallen to the extent of nearly 4 to 5 rupees. We are increasing it by a rupee.
So Mr. Kallapa, if the crude prices, which are highly volatile right now, if they go up again and once again we see a surge, you're saying that you will again cut the tax rates on fuel?
Yeah, we will respond at that point in time. We have done so earlier. And we respond at that time. But as on today, since crude prices have fallen, we have no option unless you are able to persuade the central government to please give us our share of taxes. We have no difficulty. Then we will bear the entire burden ourselves.
All right, I'm afraid we're completely out of time. We'll have to leave it there. Thank you, Brijesh, Kalappa and Mr. Srinath for joining us with your views on this issue. But of course, this is an extremely important issue. On one hand, there are farmers who continue to suffer. Of course, Brijesh Kalappa claims that the funds are going to the farmers. We haven't seen that yet. We have to wait and see when those funds actually reach. On the other hand, it's the common citizen who is bearing the brunt for some time. Some respite citizens got when crude prices fell, but that as well has now been taken away as far as the Karnataka government is concerned. We'll of course continue to raise this issue as far as crude prices, as far as fuel prices are concerned.